Welcome to Solar Age, the podcast that shines a light on the path to a brighter, more sustainable future. Join us as we explore the transformative power of technology in creating a Solarpunk world.
Hey Solarpunk fans, and welcome back to Solar Age. Today, we're taking a deep dive into a tech that could totally change how our cities look and work. We're talking about transparent solar panels. You know, those panels that can capture sunlight and make power without blocking the view. We've got a pioneering scientist with us who is actually making this happen.
Yeah, so what's really cool about transparent solar is that it's not just about, getting rid of fossil fuels. It's about changing how we think about energy. We could have a future where clean energy is just like built into our lives.
Oh, okay. I like where this is going. So we're virtually at Professor Richard Lunt's lab at Michigan State University.
Yeah.
Right there on the Detroit waterfront. Now, Professor Lunt, you're not just a scientist, you're kind of an urban visionary.
Mm-hmm.
What got you started on this incredible innovation?
Well, I've always been fascinated by cities and all the possibilities they hold. You know, when you see a city skyline, what do you see? Glass. Skyscrapers covered in glass. It's a huge amount of surface area just waiting to be used to generate energy.
Yeah, I see what you mean. So how do these transparent solar panels actually work? I mean, they look like regular glass, but they make power. It's kind of like magic.
Haha, it's more like using the magic of science. These panels, they're called transparent luminescent solar concentrators. They capture the invisible parts of sunlight, like UV and infrared light, but they let the visible light through. So think of it this way. Sunlight is made up of all the colors of the rainbow, right? We see the colors in the visible spectrum, but there's also ultraviolet light, which is past violet, and infrared light, which is past red. We can't see those wavelengths with our eyes, but they have energy.
That's amazing. We've been surrounded by this invisible energy source this whole time. So these panels are taking the energy from those invisible wavelengths. What happens to that energy then?
That's where it gets really interesting. Inside the panel, there are special molecules that absorb specific wavelengths, like the ultraviolet and infrared, and then those molecules re-emit the light at a different wavelength. This light is guided to the edges of the panel, where solar cells convert it into electricity. And because it's only using the invisible parts of light, the panel itself looks transparent.
Wow, so we can turn our windows into power generators without losing the views.
Exactly, and it doesn't stop there. Imagine skyscrapers covered in these transparent solar panels, generating clean energy from the sun, but still looking beautiful.
That's a game changer.
Yeah.
Especially in cities where space for regular solar panels is limited. And you have a working prototype in your lab, right? Tell us about that.
We do. It's a small-scale model, a transparent solar panel that powers a fan using ambient light.
Wow, so even on a cloudy day, it can power a fan.
Yes. Now imagine scaling this up. I mean, really big. Instead of a small fan, we could power a whole building, maybe even a whole city block.
Okay, hold on. We're going from a fan to powering city blocks with transparent solar. How does that even work? Can we really scale this technology up that much?
That's the exciting part. This technology is very scalable. You can include these transparent panels when you're making the windows, so new buildings could have built-in solar power generation, and you can retrofit existing buildings with these panels too, so even older buildings could become clean energy contributors.
So it's not just about new buildings. We're talking about turning our existing cities into solar-powered hubs. That's incredible. But is it really that simple? Are there any challenges to using this technology on such a large scale?
Of course, with any new technology, there are challenges. We need to make manufacturing cheaper so it makes sense to use on a large scale. We need to figure out how to connect it to the power grid so the energy can be distributed efficiently. And we need policies that encourage people to use transparent solar technology. But the potential benefits are much greater than these challenges.
I can see how this technology fits with the Solarpunk vision. A future where technology and nature work together. And clean energy is just a part of our lives.
Exactly. And this is where our listeners, you come in. This future isn't something that just happens to us, it's something we create together.
You're right. This isn't just about the technology itself. It's about a change in how we think.
It's about embracing the idea that we can have it all. A modern society that thrives, powered by clean, abundant energy. And it's about realizing that each of us can help make this Solarpunk future happen.
This is really exciting stuff. Okay, so this technology could change our cities. But it doesn't stop there, does it? I've heard about other applications beyond buildings.
You're right. The possibilities with transparent solar are huge. It's really exciting.
This is where it gets really interesting. Let's talk about those other applications, like mobile electronics, car windows, maybe even greenhouses. But possibilities seem endless.
Exactly. We could turn almost any glass surface into a power generator.
Wow, imagine our smartphones constantly charging just from the light around them. Or electric vehicles getting extra range by using solar energy from their windows.
Exactly. And picture this. Greenhouses that not only grow plants, but also make clean energy to power themselves. We could have a future where energy is plentiful and accessible, just integrated into our everyday lives.
It's a beautiful vision. I think it really speaks to our Solarpunk listeners.
And that's what's so great about this technology. It's not just about solving the energy crisis. It's about building a more sustainable, equitable, and abundant future for everyone.
Our listeners are probably already thinking of all the possibilities. I know I am. So let's take a moment here. We want our listeners to join the conversation.
Yeah, we want to hear from you. How do you think transparent solar technology will change your lives, your communities, and the world?
What are you most excited about? What questions or topics would you like us to talk about in future episodes? Share your thoughts and ideas in the comments below. Let's keep this conversation going.
Remember, the Solarpunk future is not just a dream. We're building it right now, step by step, with each new innovation.
And with technologies like transparent solar leading the way, I'm feeling really optimistic about the future.
We'll be back in a bit to dive even deeper into this amazing technology. Stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone.
So it's one thing to talk about this technology, but it's another thing to actually see it working. Can you bring us down to earth a little and tell us more about the research happening at Michigan State University?
Well, our team's been working on this tech for a while now, and we've made some big breakthroughs. We've even published our research in Nature Energy. It's a top scientific journal, and we're always pushing the limits of what we can do.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
What kind of efficiency are we seeing with these transparent solar cells?
We're getting over 5% efficiency with our transparent solar cells. You might be thinking that's lower than traditional solar panels, and you'd be right. But the thing is, with transparent solar, we're using a lot of surface area that couldn't be used for energy before.
I see. So it's not just about how efficient each cell is. It's about how many places we can use them. Windows, building facades, car windows. The list goes on.
Exactly. When you think about all the glass in our cities and around the world, the potential for energy is huge. Studies have shown that transparent solar could provide up to 40% of our energy needs.
40%. That's almost as much as all the rooftop solar in the U.S. combined.
Exactly. Imagine combining those technologies, buildings making power from their windows and their roofs. It creates a decentralized and super resilient energy grid, all powered by clean, renewable energy.
It's like we've had this hidden energy source right in front of us this whole time. And the best part is, Professor Lunt and his team are looking to make this commercially available in the next few years. This isn't science fiction anymore. It's right around the corner.
You got it. There are still some challenges, of course, like bringing down manufacturing costs and making sure it works smoothly with the power grid, but there's no stopping this. The world is realizing the potential of clean energy solutions like transparent solar, and that's great news.
This technology really fits the Solarpunk vision. A future where cities are sustainable and powered by clean energy. A future where technology and nature work together.
I completely agree. And we can all help make this future happen. Each of us has a role to play, whether it's supporting policies for clean energy, or companies developing these technologies, or just making choices in our daily lives to use less energy.
It's about changing our mindset. Sustainability and technology can go hand in hand. We don't have to give up our modern comforts to have a cleaner future.
That's right. The Solarpunk future is not about giving things up. It's about abundance and opportunity. Clean energy can power our lives, boost our economies, and create a more fair and sustainable world for everyone.
That's inspiring. Before we finish this deep dive, I want to go back to something Professor Lunt mentioned. The way transparent solar looks. He said buildings with these panels would look exactly the same from the outside. You wouldn't even know they were there.
Yeah, that's really important. One of the biggest things that stops new technologies from being used is how people see them. People worry about how it will look, if it will change their landscapes. But with transparent solar, that's not a problem. It's clean energy that fits right into our existing buildings.
So we're not choosing between beauty and sustainability. We can have both. Cities that work well and look amazing.
Exactly. And that's a powerful message, a message that can make a difference.
Yeah, it's a message of hope.
Yeah.
It tells us that we can have a future with advanced technology and a healthy environment.
That's what Solarpunk is all about, using innovation, creativity, and teamwork to build a better world.
Well said. Now let's hear from our listeners. What are your thoughts on this technology? What excites you the most? What questions do you have?
Share your thoughts and ideas in the comments below. We want to hear from you.
This isn't just our journey, it's yours too. We're all in this together.
And together, we can create a future that's even better than we can imagine.
And we're back for our final segment. We've talked about a lot today, from the science of transparent solar to how it could change our cities and even power our devices.
It's been a fascinating journey, exploring the tech, the possibilities, the challenges, and we've heard from you, our listeners, about your hopes for a Solarpunk future.
You know, one thing that stands out is the optimism around this technology. It's not just about fixing problems, it's about creating a world of abundance.
Right. We shift from worrying about running out of things to seeing the potential for unlimited clean energy, energy that's part of our lives.
It's about using innovation to make sure everyone has access to clean, affordable energy.
And that's a future we should all be working towards.
Definitely. Before we go, I want to leave you with one last thought. We talked about how transparent solar could transform our cities and power our lives. But what about our communities? How will this change how we live, work, and interact with each other?
That's a great question. Imagine if every building could generate its own energy. Communities could become self-sufficient. We could have a more decentralized and resilient energy grid. And we wouldn't have to rely on big power plants as much.
It could create new jobs and economic opportunities in clean energy, revitalizing communities and driving innovation.
And it could bring people closer together as communities work together to manage their own energy, collaborating to build a more sustainable future.
Clean energy wouldn't just be a solution. It would be a force for positive social change.
That's a vision worth spreading.
So listeners, we challenge you to keep this conversation going. Talk to your friends, your family, your community. Discuss how transparent solar and other clean technologies can shape a better future.
The Solarpunk future is not predetermined. We're building it together.
And that's what makes it so exciting.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into transparent solar. We hope you enjoyed it.
Stay tuned for more exciting episodes of Solar Age. We'll continue exploring the technologies and ideas that are building a Solarpunk future.
Until next time, keep shining bright.
If you enjoyed this episode of The Solar Age, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell button so you won't miss any future episodes. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment below about what resonated with you or share any ideas you'd like us to explore in upcoming episodes. Let's keep the conversation about a brighter future going.